Hi folks, Jim Riley here with a Riley's Farm Crisis Update. It is May 17th, 2025. We have raised $26,358 on our way to $100,000. We need it, folks, if we're going to make it through another summer. If you can help, or you know someone who can, remember this link, rileysfarm.com/strong. It will be in the description below. A few pictures of today's Revolutionary War adventure field trip. We had kids all the way from Paramount and Southgate on a Saturday, no less. One teacher positively raved about how interactive the experience was for her students. The kids took their lunch in the 18th century tavern with the fireplace flickering away. As childhood educational memories go, even if I say so myself, you could do worse. Take a look at these pictures. All God's children enjoy the story of America, red or yellow, black or white, as they say, because the 18th century fight for English rights, the spirit of '76, was a victory for those truths that are self-evident to all men, no matter where you were born. No one wants to be beaten for expressing their mind, or keeping their earnings, or being free in their homes, no matter if they hail from Uganda, or Singapore, or Cincinnati. Why do you think the Hong Kong and Tiananmen Square protesters waved American flags and fashioned something that looked distinctly like the Statue of Liberty? It's simple. The American story is just an expression of every sincere heart on earth. I meet a lot of people here on the farm from Cuba, Russia, the Ukraine, China, Cambodia, Hungary, people who endured the worst sorts of communist oppression, and I get the sense they want to see something of the larger-than-life America they dreamed about while they were living under merciless thugs like Castro and Pol Pot. They want to see cowboys and pistols and sturdy Lexington militiamen. They want to hear fife and drum corps playing Yankee Doodle. Some of these refugees plainly can't understand why native-born Americans don't appreciate what they've been given. A few years ago, I advertised the farm with a happy 1950s family coming out of a grocery store, laden down with treasure. Underneath the picture, I put the words, "Please no commies." A few local progressives who simply can't bring themselves to criticize communism were scandalized. You want to know who wasn't scandalized? People who actually lived under communism. They loved the ad. I editorialize here a lot, but not in our living history programs, because the beauty of American history is that it speaks for itself. Think of the Civil War. What was it but a realization that we hadn't yet achieved the goal of all men being equal before the law? Think of those little New England towns where hundreds of men marched off and dozens never returned. They were truly an heroic people, and their goals were heroic. Well, he died to make men holy. Let us die to make men free. I believe those stories deserve to be told without some carping androgynous docent-ingrate devoting all of the presentation to measuring the past against last semester's gender power dynamics colloquium. I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but not by much. A reenactor friend involved in a recent National Park Service Living History program lamented that the Park Service saw fit to give solemn advice on handling transgenders in history. Big institution folks, museums, parks, historic shrines, are particularly vulnerable to this nonsense, to the last college graduate who comes in thinking America's not that great. Well, at Riley's Farm, we don't care about what the college graduates think. One thing I learned at Stanford is that academics don't know much of anything. So help us if you can. Help us keep American history alive. Thank you.